Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. We're the Movie Couple. I'm Dustin.
I'm Wendy, and here is our review for In Your Dreams. In Your Dreams is a comedy adventure about Stevie and her brother Elliot, who journey into the bizarre landscape of their own dreams. If the siblings can withstand a snarky stuffed giraffe, zombie breakfast foods, and the queen of nightmares, the Sandman, will grant them their ultimate dream come true. The perfect family. Now, when they talked about an animated feature called In Your Dreams, and then they're using different dream sequences, I was kind of like, okay. What I was actually most looking forward to before I knew anything about the story was, are some of like my own dreams going to show up as one of the, because like, you know how you talk about certain dreams and then people are like, oh yeah, like the falling dream, for example. It's a really common one. So I wanted to see, because an animation is like the perfect platform to kind of build a dream world and a living world, right? Like it was just perfect. And this movie does it so well, and all at the same time, it's not just a story about exploring the dreams and getting to the Sandman and to get your perfect dream granted, but at the core, it's a dream about family and its relationship.
Yeah, and that's actually what really pulled me into this movie when we were watching it. At first I was like, okay, this is going to be a fun family comedy. You're going to have some kid jokes. You're going to have some adult jokes that go over the kids' heads. And it's just going to be a fun time at the theater. But there were some moments that the way that the lines were delivered, or the way that they looked at each other and the way that they did the dialogue just punched you in the gut. And that is what really separates a lot of good movies, the good animated movies, from excellent animated movies, are those moments, and whether or not you can have those moments but then also deliver on the ending.
Yeah, this was we just had a rewatch. Well, I had a rewatch. I watched it at the premiere, and I just watched it again. He was watching it for the first time. So I kind of, in a way, was sort of watching you for certain reactions. But there are those certain lines and moments that hit me harder a second time for some reason, even though I knew I was coming. Then I was like, don't get choked up. Be strong. Well, and also, don't cry, because you've already watched it once.
I do have to say something about watching something at home, too, because since it's coming out on Netflix, you know, when you're in the theater, you're kind of more in I am around other people. So there's certain expressions that are a little bit more that are a little bit more acceptable. Cheering, you know, especially when, like, during Avengers, you're like, yay!
Yeah.
But there's moments when you're by yourself with your family watching these kind of movies, and there's a moment that just makes you cry, and you're just like, there's no one else around, so I'm just gonna cry. And you just allow yourself to have that moment and to feel, and there's something about being able to just watch it at home.
Yeah, what I really liked about this is that the way they set it up, they started with telling it from Stevie's point of view. So you're like, okay, she is like sort of the protagonist that we follow, and that is true. But every single person in the family really get their own time to shine. Yeah. So I like that we're seeing from Stevie's, you're like, okay, I'm going to root for Stevie, you know, and she's the older sister, she's the fixer, she likes to fix things, which I related to so much, because I was
type
like...
A personality.
Yes, I don't know if I'm quite type A when it comes to certain things, but I definitely have the tendency, and I definitely want to fix things or situations no matter what. Like, I feel really awkward if I can't step in and help.
And the relationships between the characters were really great. Seeing how Stevie's more like her mom, how Elliot's more like his father, and the dynamic between the two, and how it works in this relationship, how it doesn't work in this kind of relationship, and just how it does work for the whole family was just so well developed, I think, in this movie. And then you add just a whole bunch of the adventures that they go on, and they did something that I thought was really clever, is that they really hinted at, we're only showing you some of the adventures that they went on, but they hinted at, no, not this again. I'm like, they've gone through this, like, maybe kind of like, what is that, like Groundhog's Day, where you're like, they've done this a couple 100 times now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's a very cool way of showing the passes of time.
Yeah, so basically in your dreams, the siblings are trying to find their way to the Sandman because they want him to make their ultimate dream a reality. But there is an obstacle, a huge obstacle that stops them in the way, and that is a being called Nightmara. That's where I found so interesting, because it's like those recurring nightmares we all have. The falling one, the naked dreams, the oops, there's a test I didn't know, the teeth falling out one. Like, some of those I definitely have. I don't really know if I've had like the naked dream, but have you?
Actually, yeah. Well, for me, it's not like the naked dream. It's, oh, you go to school without pants on, and you're trying to spend all day trying to be like covering yourself up, because you're out in public and you're trying to somehow not let everyone else know that you're naked.
Yeah, you're just play it cool.
I didn't forget pants. No, I don't know what you're talking about.
This was on purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I like seeing, those, and seeing how the siblings' relationship grows stronger because they have the same goal that they're trying to go towards. They really band together, and that really solidifies their relationship, which it wasn't really rocky, but there's a little bit of an age gap between the two of them. So like, for those who have siblings, like, I think you guys could really relate to that. I unfortunately grew up only child, so I can't relate to it, but I watched it and I was like, yeah, I can see like an older sister like wants like to kind of break out and have her own room, have her own space, and not want to have to like baby the brother and be the adult one while you're still a teen. So I really like seeing that, and I really like seeing the mom and dad's dynamic, because on the surface you look at them, you're like, oh, picture perfect family, and when the movie dives into it a little bit, you're like, oh no, there's some things that's the surface is crackling. Which is the whole reason why for the journey the kids want to find the Sandman. So and I'm gonna like keep it vague from there and talk about the animation. What I really liked about it, yes, you could look at it and you're like, yes, animation, but there was a bit of like, for the characters' faces, a bit of like realism. Like, when you look at their faces, there's a bit of like that realism. Yeah,
there were some moments.
Like, very human.
That I'm like, wait a second, did they just change like animation style? Because it looks really
did
real.
Also.
Like, there was there's
that like anime inspired,
that I thought was really funny. But it's when they turned on to like, I think they were like at a Chuck E. Cheese kind of thing, and there was a moment that it was just on them, and I was like, wait, did that it looked real, because those kind of animatronics look a little cartoonish to begin with, but that's the way that the animation style worked, is that it looks real, but you can tell that it's animation because, oh, they have too big of eyes, or they have, the proportions are a little off, so you can still tell that they weren't going for that realistic look, but the animation looks realistic.
Yeah, I really liked the animation. I thought it was really different from anything I've ever seen before, and that really stood out to me, and I really like that. I also love the soundtrack. Almost all the songs are related to dreams, almost all of them, and they dropped at the right moment, and I was like, whoever, like, maybe it was Alex Wu, probably the director, who, or maybe like a music director, but like, it was perfect. There was a part later on, and I don't want to spoil it, but it kicked in, and I was like, oh,
well, of course, the song does a lot of heavy lifting on that one too, because song just has that beat and that build up.
That's true.
All of the different songs are that they chose for that mix with either Dreams or Sandman. Awesome choices.
Yeah. So with that said, I think we're going to go ahead and get into our rating for In Your Dreams, the movie couple rating system. It's listed for you in the video description below. Look, I don't know if it's getting a limited theatrical release or not. If it is, I think it'd be really cool to see it on the big screen. I have to see it on the big screen. So I think if they do that, you should go and do that. This, on the surface, looks like a kiddie movie because it's centered around two kids. But there's so much more of a deeper meaning to it. It examines family relationship, sibling relationship, the pressure of feeling like you have to fix everything and be the glue of the family. There's just so many different dynamics, and they hit it all in this movie within the runtime, which is like, I think like 90
it's only
like
an hour and a half long.
Something. Yeah, so they did really well. Plus, they have like the super adorable Baloney Tony that we own. So like, that there's also that. If you love a little animated merchandise, there's that for you. I'm gonna go ahead and give In Your Dreams a check it out.
For me, I love this movie. It hit me. I had the emotional feels. There's funny parts. I do have to admit, I was able to kind of predict what happened in the movie, but I still enjoyed it. I still really liked it. I loved seeing the development and the reveal of these characters, and I'm going to give it a check it out as well. It is a lot of fun.
And there you have it. That is our thoughts on In Your Dreams. Make sure to watch it when it comes out on Netflix. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next video.